Right now, many classes are on break. So this is the perfect opportunity to enhance our courses by integrating AI literacy. So what I've come up with are four different techniques, four different things that we can do within our classes to easily implement, to easily integrate some aspects of AI literacy within our course. And again, in a simple, easy way. So I've come up with this acronym. It's called DISQ, DISQ. The idea here is that I've organized it in a way to make it simple and easy for you to utilize different concepts and different techniques to help your student develop these important AI literacy skills. The first one is D for discussion. The idea here is that by simply having a discussion, a conversation with your students about AI literacy, that already helps them with an awareness of AI literacy, that it's all around us, that it's a very important thing. This type of discussion will really help the whole class to understand that, oh, you know about AI, so that will help them know about AI. And again, there's many different things that can be discussed within this conversation. You could do things as far as talk about your AI statement within your syllabus, how AI will be used throughout the course, as well as different things associated with AI literacy directly. You can break it down to them and talk about the different aspects of AI literacy. I've provided many infographics and they'll be linked in the comment section and the description as well for you to use as a resource to have a simple, quick discussion talking about, well, what is AI literacy? Well, is it important? How is it being used? What are the components? Again, those aspects are already there, so you don't have to do research to find it out because it's all right there. I have an infographic, I have a book about it, but it's all right there for you to use to simply have this conversation to help your students gain this overall understanding about what is AI literacy, what is it about. Just because a student has used AI doesn't mean that they are fully literate on some of the key components about it. So that's the first part there. Just simply having a discussion, a conversation to help them realize and have this awareness of AI in general, AI literacy specifically. The next one here talks about I, and that's for integration. Thinking about, well, how can I integrate AI within my course? It doesn't have to be anything grandiose. It doesn't have to be anything massive. And you should never integrate any technology simply for the sake of technology. But we have to take a step back and really think about, well, what can AI do for me as the instructor? How can I use AI to enhance the course? And there's a lot of different things. You could you could use the AI as a mechanism for the student to interact with the overall topic. You could pose a question to the student, and this question could be posed in class dealing with the topic, and then say, okay, now what I want you to do is go home and then pose it to the AI. That's your homework. To pose it, ask a question about it in your own words. That's your prompt, ask the AI. Now, have that print out or have that digital copy on your phone, whatever, and then bring it into class the next time, and then we'll have a discussion about it. Or maybe though you can write about it the next time in class. All sorts of different possibilities. As far as integration is concerned, you could use the AI as a simulator to have students go through and learn about the topic by going through a simulation. I've shown that in the past as far as a simulation that I've done with my students. I teach professional communication. So I had students go through a simulation where they are interviewing a professional within their field. So I can provide that prompt as well. And here's an example of it. The student goes through, the AI provides a prompt, the AI acts as a simulator, and so now the student asks questions and the AI responds. And again, this can be done in a very detailed way so that they gain a real experience. Not only can this be done via text, it can also be done via voice. Hello, I'd like you to act as a professional marketing executive. I want you to create a whole backstory, and I'm going to ask you questions. This is going to be a simulation where I'm going to ask you questions like in an interview. You respond, and then I'll ask you more questions, and we'll continue this type of conversation. Okay?
Sure, that sounds interesting. Let's get started. I'm Alex Parker, a seasoned marketing executive with over 15 years of experience in the industry. I've worked with a variety of companies, ranging from tech startups to Fortune 500 firms. I'm ready for your questions.
Great. Thank you, Ms. Parker. Can you please tell me a little bit about your educational background? Where did you go to university? What type of education did you get? Can you please share that with me?
Of course. I earned my bachelor's degree in marketing from the University of Pennsylvania's Wharton School. Following that, pursued an MBA with a focus on marketing and strategy from Stanford Graduate School of Business. These programs provided me with a solid foundation in business principles and specialized knowledge in marketing, which has been invaluable throughout my career.
Wow, that's excellent. You have both a bachelor's and a master's degree. So right now I'm working on my bachelor's degree. Can you tell me about some specific courses that you think I should definitely take?
Sure, I'd be happy to help with that. Some essential courses you should consider are consumer behavior, digital marketing, marketing strategy, and data analytics. Courses in social media.
Excellent. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. I think I've learned a lot from this interview. Now, can you please give me a feedback on my interviewing skills?
You did a great job with your interview. Your questions were clear, relevant, and well thought out. You demonstrated genuine interest in learning and improving your skills. One small suggestion might be to ask follow up questions to dive deeper into specific topics, which can provide even more valuable insights. Overall, you conducted the interview very professionally. Keep up the great work.
Thank you. So those are just a couple of examples there. We can think about different ways of integrating to enhance the course overall. By doing this, by having the students actually use the AI in some way through the educational process, that'll greatly enhance their overall AI literacy skills because they'll have gained experience actually using it. They'll have tested it out, and that will then elevate their capabilities overall to them being able to implement that at some job site in the future or even in research if they continue to develop their capabilities moving forward with academia. Another really important one, and this is the next letter here in the acronym, is the letter S. This is for show. We as instructors must go through and really help the student to use AI appropriately. Well, so many instructors want to complain about this aspect of students using AI improperly, academic misconduct, cheating. I agree, those are important things, and students shouldn't do that. But at the same time, when have the students been properly trained to use the AI appropriately? AI is a very powerful tool that can do so many different things that can help the student in their learning journey. So if we can do that, if we can show the student how it can be used appropriately within your own course, then that is going to be very powerful and will definitely help the student understand and then use it correctly. So different things as far as one of the big things that I do whenever I have a class assignment is I sit down with my students and I say, okay, here's how we can use AI. Here's my thoughts on it. Here are some things that I don't want you to use AI for this assignment. Why? Because I want to ensure that you're learning these things. These foundational skills are greatly important. So I'm not allowing you to use AI for that component, right? Now I also ask them what is appropriate. What could a student do to help them with this assignment or an upcoming test? How could they use AI? So I ask them that question so that they can at least think about it. And then eventually we get some different ideas, different suggestions, and then I share with them some prompts to help them with their overall study, to help them use the AI effectively, appropriately, as well as ethically. One of the big things is that if I assign, let's say, an essay or a report for them to write, and let's say that I'm having them not do the final assignment with AI, I still tell them, because again, they're free to use it on their own, but I tell them that you can use AI to review your content, to offer you some feedback. But whenever you use that type of prompt, and again, I'll share a prompt within this description as well as within the comments. When you use a prompt to to help the student with their essay, right? If I'm putting in a prompt saying, hey, review this following essay and give me some feedback, it needs to be very specific. It needs to include things like the information from the rubric in order to give you the best type of feedback. And then it also should specifically state within that prompt, don't rewrite the essay for me. right? Because so many times the AI wants to give you feedback to help you, and then it'll just go ahead and rewrite it for you as well. Like here's a bunch of feedback, and here's a new version for you that includes all that feedback. So we want to make sure that we specifically tell the AI, hey, don't do that, don't rewrite it for me, just give me the feedback. So again, the sharing with them the right prompt, the right way to do it is going to be that much more beneficial for them so that they can avoid instances of academic misconduct. The way that we know how to do that is by developing our skills, right? And how do we develop our skills with AI literacy? It's by using it, by testing it out ourselves. When we have an assignment or an assessment that we're giving to our students, we should look to see what type of responses the AI give. Does it give out the overall answer? Are there different things that I can do in giving this assignment? Maybe I should restructure it in some way to help the students better learn the content in case they simply go to the AI. So that ties in with the share technique to improve your overall assignments and assessments. But the key thing is that as an instructor, if I do that, now I gain a better understanding of what AI is interpreting from this assignment, this assessment that I'm giving. That will then help me to help the students better be able to use AI for the learning part, not just to accomplish the end product, but the learning part. So again, if this is something like, oh, there's a test coming up, well, I can help the student understand this is the best way to put in a prompt. This is the best way to feed it this information for you to help you in studying for this test. So there's lots of different examples. Here's a simple example where I asked the AI to help me with what's going to be happening during the next class. So the prompt that I use here is simply, I just read chapter 1 of The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. Please act as my university professor and ask me questions about it. We will be having an in-class discussion tomorrow, so I want to practice to be ready. Ask me a question from chapter 1, let me answer, give me feedback on my responses, and then ask me another as if we were in class. And so I go through and it nicely gives me questions for me to think about. I give a response, it gives me feedback, and then it gives me another question. That's a great simple example where I can share that with the students so that they're better able to use the AI to help with their learning. Again, not for cheating, but to help them with the learning process. If a student were to go through and do that, now they can practice, they can rehearse, they can be better ready, better able to function within the classroom. So now I could give a participation grade, a contribution grade, an activity grade in the classroom to ensure that I'm holding the student accountable for their learning. In this way, I can help the student better use the AI, right? I show them how to use the AI properly. I show them different prompts that they can use so that they can use it effectively, learn the content, practice, rehearse so that they can better perform in the class and they can better have better discussions, and they're ready, less anxiety, and they're ready to fully function. And that same type of prompt can be modified to help them with whatever content you have within the class for a test, for a quiz. And the example that I showed there was with The Great Gatsby, so it's been trained on that. AI has access to that. But if it's, let's say, a specific topic within the course and you have a study guide, well, now the student could go through and upload that content. They can upload a chapter from a book if it's freely available to them. They can upload whatever you give the student, that can be uploaded to the AI so they can function as, hey, help me to study for a test covering this topic, covering this information within this file. So the capabilities of the AI continue to increase, continue to be more powerful, which again will help the student to be able to learn properly. The final part of this acronym is the letter Q, and that stands for question. This is a very powerful thing in that you can really help the student enhance their capabilities with AI literacy by giving them questions, by simply bringing up questions within the classroom, periodically just asking them a question about, well, what about this dealing with AI? Is it ethical? What are some different ethical problems with AI? Bring that up. Is it always appropriate to use AI? When is it not? When might there be some issues? What if we were to do this out there in the real world and use the AI? Could it affect things? Would my customers be upset if they knew that I was using AI? Again, all sorts of different possible questions that can really help that student really contemplate, think about the situation, and really develop. So I would encourage you to always ask questions. And again, pose difficult questions, things that come up in current events, things that come up within the classroom itself. Pose those questions to students and see what they say as far as their viewpoints. Talk about some of the dangers of AI. Talk about environmental effects. All these things, bring them to their attention so that they at least know, and then you can have a discussion about it. You can come up with different ideas, different possibilities. They need to know about certain things as far as environmental things, as far as health consequences or possibilities, over reliance, many different issues. So this is a powerful technique here. This is another acronym to help you with AI literacy, to help you in the classroom. And this is a simple way that you can organize these different possibilities to implement within your classroom to help the students enhance their overall AI literacy. I hope this helped everyone. And if you got anything out of this video, please like, subscribe, and please share it. Share it with other instructors so that they can easily implement this so that together we can lift everyone up and develop everyone's AI literacy as well. Also, please very much, I ask that you comment within this video so that we can learn from one another, some thoughts that you had, some contradictions maybe that you found. Anything is great so that we can continue this discussion and continue to develop our community of inquiry. And remember, learning is for life.